God damn, it's good that this is an alt-friendly expansion, because to go through this, like, in terms of what I want to play, hang on, just let me... Okay. A bit of me would like to dabble with Warlock. It's either Priest or Monk as the main, as I laid out in that video.
Yeah.
Probably Priest. I mean, Priest is the choice that I made, right? But, I mean, who knows? Something might change, but I think it is Priest.
Fucking flavor of the month meta jizzer.
Aww. But, Rogue.
Yep.
I mean, I have a large desire to play some Rogue now.
Same.
And it's like that for quite a few of these things. So that then reminds me a bit of Mists of Pandaria, which is another time where basically every class in the game was... Not every class in the game. That'll be a bit much. But people were broadly pretty damn happy with classes, right? They all like... I mean, some more than others with the snapshotting and what that did to the skill ceiling. But there was a lot of fun to be had. And also at the Timeless Isle, it was a pretty good place to go cut your teeth in a new character, because, I mean, you'd literally level up through the Timeless Isles. I don't mean leveling. I mean, you literally ascend to a higher level with harder mobs on it on the island, doing all your shit. And that felt really good. That was a time where I was like super engaged in the game.
Same.
And I can almost, I can sense that being possible again, which is really cool.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool. Especially with some crafting too.
Yeah.
If I do happen to end up having crafters ready, and I can make some... And I suppose even just having access to crafters, right? Because crafting's more of a thing. Crafted gear is relatively better. The stuff, for starting up a new alt, you can maybe get yourself a bunch of crafted gear, do a few tours of the world doing stuff, whatever, and away you go.
Yeah.
That's just cool.
That's what I think is interesting, where I think a lot of why I like the Timeless Isles, why I think it resonated with people, was it was a lot of, hey, here's max level gameplay that's kind of challenging and teaches you how to play your class. Which is very different from level to max, oh, you've hit max, go dive head first into the hell that is Mythic Plus. So I feel like it's never going to happen, because having what are called? Having any barrier in terms of item level from engaging in group content and basically the treadmill that Blizzard designed, having any barrier to that from hitting max level is going to be bad, and it's almost never going to happen again, I think. I'd say if early and you want to go for like heroic stuff, like difficulty wise, you probably just like Mythic 0 straight off the bat, I imagine. But what I think worked for, and to be fair, some of this because Mythic Plus didn't exist back then, but like the fact that Timeless Isles is a place you could go and you could progress a character by yourself in the world or with a couple of people, doing actual kind of world content that felt challenging enough damage wise, and not like it was super hard mechanically. Obviously, it's just to dodge some shit or CC the frogs. But it was still like, you still had to pay attention to play the game, which is something you don't really have to do in leveling very much. That said, I did notice that tuning in leveling is a little bit weird, to the point where I died a couple times fighting mobs, and I didn't notice my health was going down. Just in like Warlords content, I was like, wait, that quest mob fucking killed me. What's going on? I'm wearing heirlooms. That should make sense. Didn't feel that way during Dragonflight. To be fair, I was destroying things, but I came in with like what's my druid at? Like 270. I just wrecked stuff. So I think that's, but basically there's no like hard solo content to cut your teeth on as a player. In the same way that the game's a bit more Overwatchy, where you're straight into, you play the game, you've got like straight into PvP. There's no, hey, here's you getting used to things. Which is, I think that was a really enjoyable part of Timeless Isle, was that your own thing, as opposed to, oh shit, let's go, what are it called? Let's go have some comfy times around progressing my character. But then you'd have to have that alternately to M+, and that would probably not be super worth. Hopefully they do it in the future. It's horizontal progression of that, but we'll see. We'll see. Good.
So yeah, it's actually fairly happy times on this count, which is good.
Yeah.
If this can light up people's intrinsic motivations, that'll really be the killer, because
that is exactly
it comes down to what I experienced with Priest. It's unfortunate, as with all things, then all the other work things that are going on that like it wasn't public stuff yet, but suffice to say, busy, so I didn't actually get to act in much of it, which That I'm annoyed that I didn't get to act on much of it is a very good signal, right? But as soon as I started enjoying playing Disc, me and Matt were doing our Mythic Plus nights together. It was really fun. And, I came home and just started looking at transmogs and Reddit and looking at, just messing around with the transmog window in game, thinking about, okay, well, when Dragonflight comes out, I want to go do these raids, do that, pick up this transmog set, whatever. And that was just stuff you do because it's like cool, right? Like you don't need any of those things. They've got no power impact or, any of those parts of Warcraft's RPG loop. And that's good because there's there's the two forms of RPG. One of them is numbers to get bigger numbers. The other one is I'm motivated to do things on this character.
The RP
in
part.
this, yeah. And it woke that up for me. And what woke that up was trying something different and that different thing being really good.
Yeah.
And I guess if more people can experience that because these classes are feeling better and because their talent tree is like something that they kind of built, combined with it being an alt-friendly expansion, unlike Shadowlands, because the thing is, even when Shadowlands became alt-friendly, you still did have to jump through hoops.
It's still it
just
wasn't
because
alt-friendly. It was more alt-friendly, but it still wasn't alt-friendly because you had to dump gold into legendaries. Like,
yeah. Like they gave you, boosters around the things, but it still felt a bit like, the way it's like if they have all these hoops for you to jump through, but then they trivialize jumping through the hoops. Then when you do that, you're just going through the motions, and it's absolutely better than having to jump through those hoops. But at the same time, like it does feel a bit broken. It's like, oh yeah, the only way they've been able to make this be a doable thing is by just breaking the thing they built. Yeah, and it's like you're glad they did that because now you're playing another alt, and yes, you're having fun in that. But it's very different to the situation with this expansion where like
there's no get to gameplay.
Yeah, that's it. There's no bullshit. It's just go get gear, eventually get tier.
Yep, that's more or less it. And even then, tier
maybe that even
charges that were current like
and maybe that's also a summary of the game's lore.
Maybe yeah.
Get gear, get tier. What's going to happen with tier? Who knows?
Yeah, it's fucking hell.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah, no.
I mean, hey, if we have time travel shit going on, not to turn it into a lore segment, but if we do have time shit going on, maybe we'll see tier. That would be cool.
That would be very nice indeed.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think you talk about the intrinsic thing, and that's something that I explained in the video that exactly woke up for me a little bit as a result of playing Ninja in FF14. I'm like, wait, I actually can super get into a flow state doing DPS. And then I was trying that with Dragonflight classes and going, I can have fun. I started looking for God in the details instead of the devil, to use a really shitty analogy.
Whoa.
And I was like, I can see the good parts of this. Now, what happens if I try to min-max it? And there's a part of that where it's like, oh, you can have fun trying to fucking, like I have this thing, which is just like a little grip strength trainer. You can literally have fun doing this all day long, like, because that's still like a little bit of skill. But do it in World of Warcraft and you can enjoy World of Warcraft a lot more. And you're like, sick. You can literally do that. And you're like, wait, I get to engage with a class design that designers have designed for me to have fun with. And obviously a lot of this is because it's a lot more easy to, there's no bullshit to getting a different build, which is always what held me back in fucking Shadowlands. Was, oh, you want to try something new? Go spend 200k on Legendary. You're like, I'm not buying a fucking token.
Like, fuck, during WoD and Legion, me and you had a lot of characters.
I got every single artifact weapon, and I finished the Mage Tower on every class, not every spec, but every class in Legion, because that shit was really good. And I finished it on multiple specs and some characters too, because I really liked them. Shaman, learning Elemental Enhancement Shaman in Legion, because I'd never really played them before, to do the Mage Tower. I was like, this is fucking unreal.
Their sound effects.
Yeah.
God, I remember just hitting lightning crash.
Crash lightning, yeah.
Yeah, and just like, when you fucking...
Oh. Yeah. The fucking hailstorm, the Ice Strike hailstorm combo of, you pump a bunch of Maelstrom weapon into something, especially now you hit a chain lightning with 10 stacks. That's a fucking juicy chain lightning by itself. But then you Ice Strike for a double damage Frost Shock after, and Frost Shock and Hailstorm means after you use Maelstrom weapon stacks, your next Frost Shock does a bunch of damage and spreads to up to 5 targets. So there's just 5 targets. You Chain Lightning them all. You Ice Strike, then Frost Shock. Damage meter explodes. Everyone takes like 80k damage. You're like, yeah, this is good. This is good. Also, it's so exciting. My throat gave out mid-sentence.
This is great. Both of our throats are giving out.
Yeah, that's because it's very dry in here. Because it's you would imagine autumn to be like wetter or something. Because people imagine like wet leaves. The air gets dry as fuck. Look.
Yeah. It's really weird, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
How can I be wet and the floor be wet, but the air's dry? Please explain.
I don't know.
I have a feeling it doesn't actually work like that, but
Yeah.
no. Anyway, so look, the message here in classes is
Good.
yeah, it's good. It's good. Now
They're like
balance issues.
Yeah.
Like there are still issues. That's true, and any significant balance issues could throw so much of this into disarray, as is always the case. But at least like they've got pretty damn good fundamentals.
yeah.
That's really nice, and knowing that they are open to making actual like design changes as the expansion goes on too, I think that's really good.